Hello everyone, Debbie here. Welcome back to Barossa Valley Crafts. Today I'm going to be playing with Lavinia's Dinkles and brushos, which are a powdered ink basically, and we're just adding water to it to create a paint. So it's like a water paint, and we're going to have a go at making these backgrounds. So here's a couple that I did when I was playing and trying. So this one I've just used one colour. This one I've used, I think, 4 colours. And this is the one we're going to try and recreate today. So I will show you how I have done this and what is used. So you will need, or what I have used is a watercolour card. So this is a uniquely creative watercolour card. So it comes in 12 by 12 and I've just trimmed it to the size that I want. You can get different sizes of it. I got this from Image Plus Scrapbook Superstore. I will add the link in the description below to Image Plus in case you're interested in purchasing anything that I've got from there. So I have cut the card, the watercolour card, to 5 1/4 inches, I think. Oh, hang on, let me check. I mean, you don't have to do it this size. You can cut it to whatever size you like. So it's 5 1/4 inches square. Then the matte layer is 5 1/2 inches square. And then the base card is 6 by 12, folded to make a 6 by 6 card. So that's all the cardstock you need. So I'm going to get some paper because this will go everywhere otherwise. So I've got some brushes here. They're fairly big brushes, and to start off with, I have emptied some of the powders into these little tubs and added water to make a paint. I will tell you the colours and the brands as we go. Okay, to start off with, I'm going to be using Dinkles Blueberry. And I'm just going to, actually I'm not sure if that's in shot. Let me see if I can bring that into shot. So I'm just going to dip my brush into that pot. And then I'm just going to pounce it around. You might need a better quality brush than what I'm using here because I'm losing bristles. So that's a lesson learned. Okay, so I'll just pounce that around to give different colours at the top and at the bottom. So I'll just, again, pouncing it around. Yeah, definitely buy a better quality brush than what I'm using. But we live and learn. There we go. Now I'll just wash that brush out. Now these brushes tend to hold a lot of water, so I just squeeze a bit of the excess water out. I'll just pop that lid on. And now I'll go to the next colour. So the next one, again, I'm using another Dinkles one. Now, you can get all these colours in brushos and Dinkles. So now I'm going to do yellow. And again, just the same thing, pouncing it around. So what I'm doing now is kind of, I guess, making a sunset type effect. So you can brush it on or pounce it on, however you like. But pouncing, at least you get an uneven edge, which is kind of what I want. And more bristles. Hopefully they'll come off when it's all dry. Okay, so that's the yellow Dinkles. And now I'm going to go to Chili Jam Dinkles. Now I'm not going to go quite all the way to the edges of the others, just again, just going to pounce I want the very uneven edging, because when you look at a sunset and that, they're always very uneven and patchy. And I'll just, whoops. Well, there you go, look at that. Definitely don't use cheap brushes. And now I'll go to the last colour, which again is a Dinkles called Magenta. So I'll see if I can flatten my card out a bit and put that on there. Pretty colours. Okay. And now I'm going to use a brushos. So this one's black. And I'm going to try and do, just see if I can move those colours around a bit more. The watercolour card is really great because it doesn't soak it in, and it's good for this. Now the black, I'm just going to do a bit up the centre. Like so. You can just move it around a bit. There we go, I think that'll do. Now I'm going to use my heat gun to dry this off. So sorry about the noise. If you've got, let me turn that off. If you've got too much colour that you don't want, you can use your paper towel to pounce it off, and that will also lighten it up a bit as well. Okay, now I'll finish drying it off. Okay, now we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to be using this Couture Creations stamp press. Now, if you don't know what a stamp press is, these are great for stamping, and if you don't get something in the exact spot that you want it, you can re-stamp on the same spot. Now, because we're using watercolour card, and it's got a little bit of texture, sometimes we need to stamp more than once on the same spot. So I'm going to have this as my sky and this as my water. And the stamp I'm going to be using is an Inkylicious stamp, Reflections Black Forest. So it's the code for it, if you want it, is Inky-FEFBF. And you'll just have to search for a stockist. I cannot remember where I got this one because I've had it for quite a while now. So I'm going to, so if you look here, you can see it's got your trees there and the reflection part is at the bottom. So I'm just going to place that where I would like it. I think about there. Pick it up. Now for stamping, I'm going to be using VersaFine Clair, and this one's called Nocturne. So I'll just ink up the stamp. Make sure you've inked it well. and then allow time for the ink to soak into the card. So I'm giving it a really good press. Now, as I said, this card is textured, so you may need to stamp it a couple of times. So I'll just ink it up again. And that's where the press comes in handy, because the stamp hasn't moved, the card hasn't moved. I can stamp again on the exact same spot. There we go. So now I'm going to move this across. I'm going to position this stamp again, lining it up with the previous one. And I will stamp it again. So ink it up. And stamp. And I'm just going to redo it just to make it a bit darker at the top especially. And there we go. So now I'll just clean off my stamp. So I just use baby wipes to clean my stamps, and I clean them as I go so that they're easy to clean when they're not left to dry on the stamp. I'll just pop that one away. So now I'll just pop that aside. Now I've just got some scrap paper here. So the next stamp I'm going to use is a Lavinia stamp called Orchard Grass. I'm just going to pop that onto acrylic block. And again, using Nocturne, I'm just going to put some grasses at the bottom of the water. You can do them all different angles. Nothing ever grows straight when it's in the wild like this. There we go. That's probably enough. And clean off my stamp. Okay, so now, using VersaFine Clear Twilight, I'm just going to go around the edge of the card to frame it a bit, and it just gives it another colour as well. Now, you don't have to use these stamps, you can use any stamps that you like. And I have done tutorials on doing reflections. If you don't have a stamp that's got reflection like this, I'll add the link in the description on how to do a reflection when you've just got the one stamp. So that's that. So now, using a white gel pen, so this one is just a white gel pen, I'm just going to do some little bits of white along the shoreline. So, you know, like when you look, it looks a bit foamy sometimes. So just a bit of foamy whiteness on the shoreline. Do as much or as little as you like. The beauty of these cards is you can then add the sentiment to suit the occasion that it's for. And I'm just going to just do some white stripes to represent some ripples in the water. And then using my quickie glue pen. So this is a quickie glue pen, which is like a biro, and it's ink. Sorry, not ink, it's a glue. Just see if I can get it rolling. There we go. I'm just going to dot some little stars in the sky. And then I've just got a bit of glitter here. I'll pop that on there. Again, this is, you don't have to do this. This is just something I like to do. And just brush off the excess glitter. I'll just pop that into here. And then I've got another jelly roll pen here. This is like a gold glittery one. And I'm just going to, again, just do some little dots and dashes to be glistening ripples in the water. And that's it. Now I have used the same colours in both of these cards, but look how different they are. And that's it. You cannot recreate them to be identical because you don't know where the paints are going to go. So now we'll just pop that onto the card. So we'll just put the matte layer onto the base card first. And just pop this on. Now you can use double-sided tape if you prefer. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do give me the thumbs up. And I have a couple of Facebook groups. I'll add the links in the description to Card Making for Beginners and Beyond and Barossa Valley Crafts. And if you'd like to join, you're more than welcome. You need to answer some questions to join. But you can share your creations with like-minded people. And that's it. How easy is that? So, now if you don't have the Dinkles or the brushos, another option is if you've got distress oxides, if you smush a bit onto a craft mat and spritz it with water and use that as a paint the same way we've done these. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and thank you for joining me, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.